Hey guys, so if you've been watching the past two videos, you would have seen me colouring these little knights that are from Alice in Wonderland, and I'm sorry that my colouring is absolutely horrendous, but I'm enjoying it, and I think that's all matters. So, this time, on Random Colouring with Zainab, I just wanted to talk about how grateful I am for being grateful, because I think it's just really easy to not be grateful, and I think knowing that you're grateful for what you have, and knowing and being grateful for being able to see how lucky you are, is something that's just really, it's just such, I wouldn't say it's a rare thing, because obviously everyone's grateful like to some extent, but there are definitely situations where I'm just like, I really just need to stop, because I think sometimes we're most grateful when we realise how ungrateful we're being and how lucky we actually are. But there was, I have been watching a program called Sense8 with my sister, and if you guys have ever watched Sense8, it's on Netflix, so anyone with Netflix, you should probably give it a go, because it's really, really good. And the script, I think, is the thing that I'm really enjoying, apart from just the concept itself. But there was a question that was sort of raised by one of the characters, and it's something I'd love to pose to you guys, and that is basically one of the characters. The premise of the show is the fact that there's 8 people across the world, and they're connected as such. And it's I don't want to explain all of it because that's not the point of this video. But there's a guy from Nairobi, Kenya, and he's basically he ends up he's not actually on the plane. He's sharing the experience with another one of the Sense8s, as they're called, and she's on a plane going back home to Iceland, and he's like, wow, those are actual clouds. He's like, you're so lucky, and then she's like, I'm not lucky, I'm privileged. And that distinction, I think, is something that I really wanted to explore, because how much comes down to luck and how much is just, it feels like to me they're way too similar to be able to be that distinct. Like, see if I can oh, I'm so sorry, this is kind of out of shot. Let's just, maybe we can move you in slightly. So, oh, there we are, looking good. And it's just really interesting to me, like, what the distinction is between the two. Like, at what point isn't privilege to do with luck, in a sense? Like, people who are, for example, white and cisgendered and male, how much, obviously, isn't it more luck that they've grown up, that they are what they are? Like, obviously, there are some things that people can't control. Obviously, you can't control what family you're born into and that kind of thing. So how much, isn't it sort of the privilege that comes with that luck, in a sense? Like, you don't choose where you're born, you just are. And I think that was interesting to me, because I guess it depends how much we decide we are lucky. But I think in her situation, she had chosen to not go back because she'd been told that it was bad for her to go back. So perhaps she saw it more as privilege because she had the opportunity to go back, and therefore it wasn't necessarily luck as such. It was just the fact that, I think the character as well, like, she has like worked to get herself to into a position where she can afford flights and that kind of thing. So it's really, really interesting to me what the distinction is between privilege and luck, because I think privilege can sometimes come with luck. And I guess, yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on privilege and luck, because they feel very intertwined to me, but I feel like I'm probably simplifying that a lot and I haven't necessarily thought it through. These are so weird, and I'm sorry, I feel like my colouring looks better off camera than on camera, and I'm so sorry that you have to witness this, but at the same time, this is what I'd like to share with you, so I will. Right, so what I've basically decided to do with these colouring things is the fact that the colour scheme for this one will be how we do the legs for this one. So I'm sorry about the weird lighting once again. So I'm going to do this one now. So this one is like red and orange. So we're going to do the legs on this one, red and orange, which will be really, really weird. But hey, Alice in Wonderland is probably the weirdest story I think I've ever read. And if you have any suggestions for books that you think beat Alice in Wonderland, I would love to hear them. Because I think Alice in Wonderland is definitely like one of my favourite stories. Just because of how wacky and weird it is, and how like lots of the film adaptations can go in so many different directions. Because if you've never read the book, and I think even if you have read the book, you probably, unless you've really remembered it well, you probably won't remember exactly what happens, and therefore the film adaptations can do so much because they can go in so many directions. Yep, I think the colour definitely looks better off camera. That's probably just because of the camera I've got. I'm so sorry. But yep, this all looks very bizarre. I'm sorry I didn't bring a rubber down either, so any times I've gone up the lines, we'll just have to stay as they are for now. So yeah, I think we'll call that a day. Right, so that is basically the extent of the colouring that I've done today. May possibly show you guys the finished product if I ever do. Well, I'm hopefully going to find time to finish these properly, so they will be properly, completely weird. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful time doing what you're doing, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.